Did you know you're being watched? Not by cameras, but by the ordinary people you pass every day. On the sidewalk, at work, in every store, people are constantly sizing each other up. Strength is evaluated, status is measured, and without even realizing it, many people make themselves targets. They walk through life believing that total transparency is a sign of goodness, that sharing every thought makes them trustworthy. But this is a tragic misunderstanding. As Machiavelli warned centuries ago, people judge your appearance long before they understand your reality. When you offer your thoughts, fears, and desires to everyone, you give away the one thing powerful people protect with their lives, their inner world. Mystery vanishes. Leverage dissolves. Today, we're going to stop this erosion of power. You're about to learn why silence carries more weight than 1,000 explanations, and why a quiet presence commands more authority than the loudest voice in the room. We're diving into 9 destructive habits that drain your power and invite exploitation. Some of these habits might feel natural, even virtuous. They are not. They are signals of softness that predators instinctively detect. This isn't about becoming cruel or unfeeling. It's about sovereignty, the difference between commanding a room and performing for approval. Once you stop these 9 behaviors, the world will shift around you. People who once dismissed you will begin to watch you closely. If you're ready, let's begin. First, never reveal your next move. People announce their plans because they crave validation. They declare their intentions before taking action, but this drains their strength. The brain gets a small, fake reward, and the pressure to actually execute weakens. Worse, you alert every competitor around you. You give them your map and your timeline. Move quietly. Let your results speak for themselves. A lion doesn't roar before it hunts. It roars after the kill. Second, never complain about your problems. Complaining is the most common way people leak their power. When you complain, you admit you've lost control and frame yourself as a victim. Leaders endure or adapt. They don't publicize their suffering. While people might nod politely, inside they're categorizing you as lower status and draining. Share your burdens only with those who have earned your absolute trust. To the world, remain composed even when everything is falling apart. That steadiness isn't deception, it's discipline. Third, never lose your temper in public. Anger is normal, but rage is vulnerability. When you explode, you advertise that others can control your emotional state. Anyone who knows how to provoke you owns you. The person who screams appears unstable. The one who becomes silent radiates authority. A quiet stare or a deliberate pause carries more weight than any shouted insult. When you master your reactions, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is power. Fourth, never apologize when it's unnecessary. Our culture encourages constant apologies for trivial things. Every needless apology is a subtle signal of inferiority. Instead of "sorry I'm late," try "thank you for your patience." Reserve sincere apologies for serious failures. Offer them once and then fix the mistake. Over-apologizing will always lower your perceived strength. Fifth, never reveal your full financial situation. Wealth attracts envy, and poverty attracts judgment. Both expose you to risk. When people know your financial condition, they adjust their behavior to exploit it. Keep your money matters private. Appear stable and composed, but remain ambiguous. Ambiguity is your shield. Sixth, never gossip. Trading rumors is the hobby of people with no discipline. When you talk about others, your audience immediately assumes you talk about them behind their backs too. Become the person who listens but doesn't reveal, who receives information but doesn't distribute it. People fear and respect the silent observer. 7th, never preach your philosophy. When you declare your principles, the world relentlessly tests you, waiting for you to be inconsistent. Your philosophy becomes a performance instead of a practice. Live your values quietly. Let people discover your character through your actions, not your speeches. Actions convert more people than arguments ever will. 8th, never seek validation. When you seek approval, you make others the judge of your worth. You put your value in their hands. The individual who doesn't look for external approval becomes magnetic. People start looking to you for direction because you're the only one not begging for recognition. Finally, number 9, never reveal your deep vulnerabilities in public. Vulnerability is sacred. It should only be shared with those who have earned a place in your inner world. The public sphere is not a safe place for your deepest wounds. Exposing them gives others the exact tools they need to manipulate or harm you. Heal privately, present strength publicly. When you stop these 9 behaviors, something remarkable happens. Your presence becomes heavier. People speak more carefully around you, not because you're a threat, but because they can no longer read you, and human beings are unsettled by what they cannot predict. You've learned how to guard yourself from the outside world, but now the real question emerges. Can you guard yourself from the wars inside your own mind? Before you go, which of these 9 habits will be the hardest for you to eliminate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you often assume that power comes only from dominance, physical presence, or loud authority. In reality, true power comes from selective invisibility. The world is full of individuals who reveal too much, react too quickly, and expose their inner lives without considering the cost. You are choosing a different path now. You are choosing the path that only a small percentage of people ever follow, because it requires deliberate restraint, emotional discipline, and an understanding of human nature that most never develop. One of the most misunderstood principles in human behavior is the role of silence. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is not weakness. Silence is pressure. The quieter you become, the more other people reveal. The more you observe, the more predictable the world becomes. Soon, you will notice patterns that were once hidden. You will see who is insecure, who is threatened, who is deceitful, and who is strong. People expose themselves fully when they talk without restraint. Those who speak the most usually understand the least. You will begin to notice something else as well. When you stop broadcasting your intentions, people become unsure of where they stand with you. Their minds start creating explanations, assumptions, stories, and theories. Human beings hate uncertainty. And when they cannot read you, they become cautious around you. That caution is the beginning of respect. You will also realize how much energy you use to lose through emotional reactions. Every outburst, every complaint, every attempt to prove yourself drained you. But when you resist the impulse to react immediately, something changes inside you. A space appears, a moment of clarity. That clarity allows you to choose your response instead of being ruled by impulse. With time, this becomes your natural state. You become calm in situations that would have once overwhelmed you. You become collected in environments where others crumble. That composure becomes your advantage. There is a difference between avoiding emotion and mastering it. Mastery does not mean numbness. It means understanding where your emotions come from, why they arise, and how to shape them instead of being shaped by them. When you feel anger rising, you acknowledge it, but do not release it blindly. When you feel fear approaching, you study it instead of retreating. When you feel excitement, you channel it into strategic action rather than reckless behavior. The individual who leads their emotions from the throne of their mind becomes impossible to manipulate. A powerful presence emerges when you stop seeking external validation. The world is full of individuals who live and die by the approval of strangers. They chase likes, comments, compliments, and praise as if these things define their worth. But once you step away from that cycle, you begin to see it for what it really is: a trap, a never-ending pursuit of something that loses its value the moment you obtain it. When you stop seeking approval, your sense of identity strengthens. You no longer need the world to confirm who you are. You become self-defined, and self-defined individuals are rare. This rarity increases your value. People respect those who stand alone. People admire those who do not bend for attention. People are drawn to those who seem to move through life with self-created purpose. But there is another layer to this transformation that many overlook. When you stop revealing your vulnerabilities, you must learn how to heal them. Silence does not mean suppression. Silence means privacy. You strengthen yourself behind closed doors where the world cannot interfere. You take responsibility for your wounds instead of displaying them to gain sympathy. You build internal strength that no one can see, but everyone can feel. There will be challenges. The moment you change, your environment will react. Some people will feel threatened by your new stability. Others will misinterpret your calmness as arrogance. A few may even attempt to provoke you, hoping to pull you back into your old patterns. This is a test. The world always tests what it cannot understand. Remain steady. Your transformation is not for their comfort. It is for your evolution. And as your presence grows, something fascinating will happen. The right people will begin to gravitate toward you. Individuals who value discipline, depth, maturity, and strength will recognize a familiar energy. They will understand your silence because they have learned to value their own. They will respect your boundaries because they have built their own. These are the individuals you allow into your inner circle. Not many, only a few. Power is not found in a crowd. It is found in the company you keep and the company you exclude. At this point in your journey, pause for a moment and reflect. Which of these principles resonates with you the most at this stage of your life? Reflection helps you understand your own evolution, and you are free to share your answer if you feel called to do so. The individual you are becoming is not the person you once were. You are shaping a presence that cannot be manipulated, a mindset that cannot be easily shaken, and a life that is guided by intention rather than impulse. You are becoming someone who influences a room without speaking, someone who is respected even by those who disagree with you, and someone whose silence carries more gravity than another person's entire speech. This journey is not about dominance over others. It is about mastery of yourself. When you master yourself, the world responds differently. Opportunities appear. Relationships improve. Boundaries strengthen. Your life becomes cleaner, clearer, and more focused. You stop wasting time on meaningless conflicts shallow conversations, and people who drain your energy. You begin investing in your mind, your discipline, your craft, and your future. As you continue forward, remember this: the most powerful individual in any room is the one who reveals the least but understands the most. When you combine silence with observation, restraint with intention, and presence with stability, you become someone impossible to ignore. If you reached this point, ask yourself one final question: which habit will bring you the greatest transformation once you begin mastering it right now? If you found value in this message, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Your journey is only beginning, and there is far more to uncover about the mind, power, and presence.